First and foremost, I want to thank everybody for taking the time to join us today. This is a super special moment for me because this is actually the first Fierce Pharma stage I'm sharing with my co-founders. This is a very special moment. Before I jump into the presentation, I want to start, actually, I don't know why I'm first. I'm going to start by introducing my co-founder, Ahmed. Ahmed is a very, very special co-founder. He's the co-founder and president of Ostro. I had the chance to meet Ahmed when we both went to Mount Sinai School of Medicine together. He's an esteemed venture capitalist, worked at one of the top tier funds, was the first investor in companies, all the way companies like Open Door, Sweet Green, Lyft. So he's had a front row seat to a theme we're going to be talking about today around consumerization. Before I jump into the presentation itself, I want to hit on a couple of important themes. And that is Ostro builds agent-led personalized engagement solutions for patients and HCPs. And when you hear the word AI and you hear the word agent, your first thought is, this is not going to get approved through PRC/MLR. And that's why I'm starting with this quick slide. I started with this slide earlier. I'm going to start with it again. I'm going to start with it again next week. I'm going to start with it on every presentation I give, because the question I always get, even when I show this slide, is how are we going to get this through PRC/MLR? This is 100%. We have a 100% approval rating with PRC/MLR. We have never once gotten rejected by PRC/MLR at any pharma company. And we're implemented fast. It takes less than 8 weeks to implement our solution. Less than 8 weeks. We've implemented some T10 pharma companies in under 6 weeks. So we know how to get it done fast. It's interoperable with existing systems and services, and we're built for scale. We're partnered with most of the T20 pharma companies, and we are expanding rapidly within these T20 orgs. We also work with many mid-sized manufacturers. I actually love working with biotechs as well. We've been, again, helping drive the commercial launch for many biotech companies that, again, we're doing their very first commercial launch. So we're really accommodating with all different types of biotech and pharma companies. Now, I'm going to do this slide quickly before I get into what I know the moment you're all waiting for, which is talking deeply about SMS and email, our newest solutions. Before we get there, there's an important theme we need to hit on. When we started the company, I'll never forget it. I was in Ithaca, New York at the Finger Lakes with my wife on vacation. Ahmed calls me on a Saturday and says, Chase, I have an idea. We have to provide a way to bring consumerization to life sciences. Now you're probably asking, what does that mean? What is consumerization? It's the way you felt anytime you take a taxi outside of New York before Uber, Lyft, and Didi versus what it feels like today when you're out in New York taking Uber, Lyft, and Didi. You're getting convenience. You're getting personalization. You're getting a frictionless experience. It's the way you feel getting that consumerized experience, accessing the content you want on Netflix, Hulu, and Amazon Prime. It's the way you feel when you compare your experience to using Yellow Pages to companies like DoorDash, Grubhub, and Postmates. Again, we're talking about an experience that's far more convenient versus the days when you had to guess, do they deliver or do they not? And last but not least, it's Ahmed and I had a front row seat to companies like Hims, Hers, and Row and others that were getting built. It's being able to provide that convenience, that frictionless experience for end users that have been done on lifestyle conditions. And again, we've yet to see that fully introduced to pharma across all companies. There's many companies that have not yet embraced consumerization. Now let's talk about what it means from a funnel perspective, right? When you look on the smaller funnel, the red funnel with all that drop off, that's what lack of consumerization does. It causes, you're creating a lot of awareness. And again, we're friends with if there's agency folks in the audience, we're friends with folks at Omnicom. We're friends with folks at Publicis. We're friends with folks at Havas. We love you all. We partner closely with you, but we recognize, and the agencies came to us and said, we're doing a great job driving awareness, but when it comes down to engagement, there's just so much drop-off that occurs. So they found that when they bundle the Ostro solution with existing tactics and methodologies, we see that the funnel widens, like what you see in the green. And again, you're getting entirely new forms of data that didn't even exist, right? Entirely new forms of data that are better informing your top of funnel experience. Now the moment we've been waiting for, Ahmed. Should we play some more music or should I just jump into it?
Jump right in.
All right, I'll jump in. So let's talk Airmark, all right? For a very long time, we've been told over and over, Chase, Ahmed, Ostro team, we love your solution on brand.com, but when will you introduce a solution that goes on other channels? Well, that introduction is happening right now. Spotlight Fierce, you're first to see it, along with Labubu's at a Pharma conference as a first time. It's a first time for this too. So I'm really excited about this. I'm pumped, Ahmed. I'm pumped. I'm really excited. Airmark, how does it work? Well, you still have the ability to interact with our Ostro Tailor solution. In this case, there's an HCP that's on the brand.com. That HCP is interacting with our Tailor solution. They have their next best resource that's leveraging AI agent to recommend next content to them on the site. They can open up the Ostro solution more broadly. They have the ability, if you look in the bottom right-hand corner, to request a rep. Now, we've all seen those long PDF request a rep forms. I know we have. Who's seen the request a rep form? All right, and do you like filling them out? Let me ask you, I know they're all on your sites, but do you like would you like to fill those long forms out as an HCP?
No.
That's right, you don't. I know, it's okay. We're being intellectually honest here. So Ahmed goes ahead and Ahmed types in my information for me, or I type in my information, Chase Feiger. I type in my email right then and there through the form. I select the information I'm most interested in. And by the way, all those other searches and interactions I had on brand.com prior to filling out the contact a rep form gets carried into the Airmark experience. So you have some understanding of the type of content I'm interested in. Thanks, we'll be in touch. Within about 10 seconds, sometimes 20 seconds, sometimes 30 seconds, depending on your CRM, well, I receive an email. And that email tells me, Chase, a rep is going to be reaching out to you. But in the meantime, if you have any questions, I'm here as your AI agent to answer any questions you have. And there's many times that, again, I as a doctor, and I am a physician by training, I'm walking from one patient room to the next. There are times where I'm looking for immediate information before my next patient. And again, I might ask, like, what is the MOA of the drug? I can now reply to email for the first time. It's no longer a one-way email communication with a dead end. I can now respond and have a deeper engagement with the email solution, with email, through your native email client. So I'm asking, what is the MOA? What's the mechanism of action? Boom. I get my PRC MLR 2253 submitted and approved content right there over email. I can ask a follow-up. How does my patient save money? Right? I'm now walking from one patient room to the next. I get that copay savings information right there over email. I do not need to leave the channel of my choice. I'm going to keep saying that. Ahmed knows it. I do not need to leave my channel of choice. Frictionless, convenient, getting me the information I'm looking for with less clicking, less thinking, and less scrolling. So it's very easy, very convenient. Now over email, in addition to the AI agent conversational tools, I can now escalate to an AI agent. Well, I want to go and I want to learn. I want to go to Support Hub because I have a question about this specific patient. Are they covered? So I click on it, and now I'm in an AI agent, an Ostro coverage agent, answering my questions. So my first question that I'm asked, what type of plan is my patient on? They're on commercial insurance. Then I'm asked, well, which commercial insurance plan? They're on Aetna. Which plan specifically with Aetna are they on? They're on Aetna Advanced Control. I'm asked zip code 98103. And then, of course, very conveniently within the agent, I'm served up that coverage information conveniently within the Ostro solution. So now I showed you how we were able to move from Tailor on the website directly into the Ostro Airmark solution over email and showed you how that interface can escalate directly into an agent. Now, what this does is this is driving continuous personalization. You know, has everyone heard the word continuous improvement? We hear it a lot. Well, let me tell you, we're introducing a new word. It's called continuous personalization. Every single one of us is looking for continuous personalization in our day-to-day lives so that we get the content we need with less clicking, less thinking, less scrolling. We're all looking for less friction. This continuous personalized experience happens over and over the more I interact with the Ostro tool. It works like an evolving neural network that gets smarter with every single send in the Ostro Airmark tool. Dynamic interactions are part of that experience. I'm able to get smarter next steps, even complete certain HVAs through the email interface. And last but not least, I also have the ability to capture the real-time intent of the HCP. And with that said and done, I'm now introducing, and I want to get a big round of applause right now because he's not starting until I get it, my co-founder, the inspiration behind Ostro. He convinced me not to be a VC and to start this company with him. Ahmed El Sayed!
There, I have a mic. All right, thank you, Chase. So what Chase showcased was the journey from a website to an email interaction. And when we initially tested this with HCPs, we saw something that was very interesting. Many HCPs were not entering in their emails. They were putting in their cell phone numbers. So we said, could we still capture those HCPs as well? And what I want to show today is that very product, Ostro's Prompt product. So I go back to the exact same screen that Chase showcased earlier. I'm on abrand.com, I'm an HCP, and I see a notification on the bottom right-hand corner. I'm interested. I click into it, and very similar to what Chase showcased, I want to request more information. I click the request a rep, I put in my information, and instead of putting in an email, I put in my cell phone number. So we have the same interface, but two different ways to engage. I request some information on the product, and then I click done. I check my phone, and I get a message with a disclaimer coming from Ostro or the manufacturer, and I get a text with the privacy policy and the terms of use. I get two options because many manufacturers require a double opt-in when it comes into SMS, and I click yes, I agree by just typing in 1. Then, based off of my profile, I get a set of questions that could help me guide me through my journey all through my phone. What is this product? What is the mechanism of action? And how effective is this product? Are common questions we see all the time. So I say, this is interesting. Maybe I want to learn a little bit more about this product. I'll type in 1 again to get that information. The information I get is exclusively PRC approved content in those content bytes. I get all of that information, and then I ask, well, the next thing is there something more that I want to learn about this product? They've asked me if I want to learn about the mechanism of action or how effective it is, but really I want to learn about the side effects. And so what I do is I quickly type in side effects, I misspell effects, I'm fat fingering, and then the artificial intelligence is understanding what I'm looking for and then supplying the PRC approved content. All while with the robust AE reporting processes and procedures and technology we have for our web and email product. So that is our SMS product prompt. You control all of the HCPs that you engage with. All of the numbers are your numbers, and it's all through the same ecosystem. And that's what we have for you today. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have 46, 45, 44 seconds left. All right, damn. The time is going down, just like at our last talk. Listen, at the end of the day, I talk a lot about consumerization, but I'd be a hypocrite if during our own presentations we did not provide a consumerized methodology to further engage you as our audience. So I'm going to further engage you right now with Ahmed. My brilliant co-founder said we should bring Labubus to Fierce Pharma. Let me ask you, how many of you like and wanted to try to get a Labubu at Fierce Pharma? Be honest. Be intellectual. I see some hands raising up. I know it's true. Well, you're going to get to win one right now.
And some people here.
You get to win a Labubu. And the way to win a Labubu is you have to answer the following question. Here it comes. Name Ostro's 4 products. If you name Ostro's 4 products, you win a Labubu. There's 2 I presented right now. If you name the other 2, you win it.
Anytime.
I see Nancy.
Yeah.
Do I get any more hands? I want to see any more volunteers. There's another one right here.
And
Oh,
Billy.
hey, what's going on? So, Nancy, you get the first dibs. It's The Price is Right.
Yeah.
Nancy!
Yeah.
Nancy, where are you from? Where are you? No, from Philly. And where do you work, Nancy? No, Novo Nordisk. Nancy, Philadelphia wins the Labubu. Nancy, come on stage. Get a photo with us. Come celebrate your Labubu shot. Let's go, Nancy. Let's go. Woo, woo. Let's go, Nancy. Yes.
We get a picture.
Photo. Oh, here. Take out your Labubu.
Yeah,
Take out my Labubu.
With us.
There it is.
I got my Labubu.
Congratulations,
Thanks, guys.
Nancy. Thank you, everybody, for taking the time to join our spotlight. We appreciate it.